Yeah, we got scheduled Jids here. UFC 295, 2 days away in Madison Square Garden. Epic fight card. Well, at least the main and the co-main. It was originally John Jones and Stipe, as we all know. That got scrapped. Jones got hurt. Now we got Sergey Pavlovich, number two, against Tom Aspinall, number four. And this to me is like I mean, Sergey's a negative 105 favorite. This to me is a close fight right here. Pick him. Negative 115. Actually, negative 105 pick him is negative 115 pick him. So that just shows how close this fight is and how the experts think this is a close fight. I mean, you got on one hand, you got Tom Aspinall, who by his resume and by his ears, you could tell he's got some grappling. He has more ways to win. He could take it to the ground possibly, and do some groundwork. Alistair Overeem was able to have success and do that against Pavlovich, but that was a long time ago. This is a totally different Pavlovich, so we'll see how that goes. And now Sergey, I mean, he's just a stump. Looking at Sergey, he's just a freaking killer. I mean, he looks like a Russian freaking mafia hitman. Aspinall reminds me of, I don't know why, but maybe like some like British or English cop or something. But he also could do that hitman vibes. But I mean, two big boys, two fucking titans. This is a clash of the titans right here. One hand you got Sergey, who's just a sniper and just knocking people dead. You know, finishing everybody and just so explosive and so strong, powerful. I wouldn't say he's a one trick pony. I mean, that's what heavyweight is about. Heavyweight got crazy, explosive fights that don't usually go past a round or two, and that's perfect division for Sergey. If it gets in that type of fight where it's just we're throwing blow for blow. I mean, I got to favor Sergey landing something big, but at the same time, Aspinall has probably a little bit better boxing, just technical boxing. He's got wrestling and grappling. He has three submission victories, so he has more ways to win. But at the end of the day, Sergey's got that game-changing power. I mean, they both have power, both big boys, giants. I mean, I'm leaning Sergey, but now that the fight's here, I'm kind of like thinking, Tom Aspinall definitely has more ways to win than Sergey if this does get in the deeper rounds, which I don't think it will get. But if it does, I feel like he has more ways to win. So, damn, this fight is 50-50. I'm going to still stay with my original basically first pick. Like, soon as I heard the fight, I'm like, damn, I think I'm going with Sergey on that one. But they're both short notice fights. I mean, they both getting this fight on short notice. So, I mean, there's no advantage there, really. I don't know who was training, who wasn't. I don't know what's going on with all that. But, I mean, they're both got this fight on short notice. So, Madison Square Garden. So, it's kind of, I don't know. Well, it's not a home fight for anyone. Tom does kind of have that kind of New York look to him, like I said, I could see him being like some British officer or a cop or like a New York cop or something. But I don't know, maybe it's just me just being weird. But anyway, I think I'm gonna lean Sergey on this one barely. We're talking like 51-49, so close. Because I just feel like he has the game-changing power. But if it does go past 2 rounds, I would say most likely Aspinall. I just feel like Sergey's gonna be so dangerous in the first round and first round and a half, and this is heavyweight. So it's like these guys, heavyweights usually, on the most part, we have had a few boring fights. I know last weekend, Jailton Almeida and Derek Lewis, it was a kind of a boring fight, lackluster. That does happen every once in a while. Lewis, Ngannou, I mean, these two are the biggest guys, scariest guys that aren't named Ngannou, in MMA and heavyweight. But I feel also that these guys will not. One thing about heavyweights, they usually meet in the middle. What I mean? It's just someone's going to get hit. You're going to get slapped. Who could impose their will on the other. And like I said, I'm leaning Sergey barely. I'm thinking first round knockout. I mean, that's the only way I see him winning is the first round and a half knockout. After that, I favor him to get a knockout first round and a half. After that, I would say Aspinall's probably going to maybe start wearing on him with the grappling, stuff like that, as the guys get tired and more just clinch game that will favor Aspinall. So if it does go past 2, then, I mean, this is like a, pick, gun to the head, okay, I'm going to say Sergey, what I mean, round and a half, knockout. But, I mean, if if I got a choice where I'm saying, well, it could do this, that, after the second round, I would definitely favor Aspinall. If it's a live betting type shit and it's starting to go that way, I guarantee it's going to be trending towards Aspinall in the later rounds. You know that he's going to be a favorite. So yeah, that's that fight, and then the people's main. It was the people's main even before John Jones got and Stipe got scrapped. I think everyone kind of wanted to see this fight more than anyone, and these are two more titans. You know, at 205 at light heavyweight. Yuri, I think he looks huge. I mean, I don't know. Looking at them, like as soon as this fight was announced, of course, like I'm a big Alex Pereira fan. I'm Poatan all the way. But at the same time, Yuri, I'm also a fan of Yuri, and Yuri's just got that unpredictable style where he could just, like throw punches and flying kicks, flying knees from all angles, and he's not afraid to jump in that fire, land one to, take one to land one or land something big. And when he gets someone hurt, I mean, he's super accurate too, and it's coming from weird angles, it's kind of like, what's it like, just hands to the side type thing, kind of like a Bobby Green, a lot of head movement, like a boxer back in the day. I can't think of his name right now, from Argentina. Sergio Martinez, where you just always be just kind of just hands down, but coming out those quick ass angles with, just throwing up from the hip, you know what I mean? So, I mean, throwing the jab, the 1-2, and you can get quick with it. And it's, Poatan has that kind of defense where he just kind of has his hands out and he's just throwing kicks and just kind of doing the fillers. And like when you throw big, if you're throwing wide, he kind of just throws his arms up. He's not even like he's parrying or anything like that. Because I think that gets you in a little bit more trouble because you're taking away from your defense. I think he's just kind of deflecting, like, just boom, hit my arm, whatever, kick here. Kind of like just a classic Muay Thai style where you're just putting limbs in the way. Limbs are clashing against each other, and it's whose limbs could take more damage. That's kind of how Poatan style is, and he inflicts a lot of damage. Both guys land about 5 strikes per minute. I would say Poatan, at least 3 of those are probably leg kicks, and body kicks. So, I mean, he throws the hands here and there, but those are kind of just fillers, and then he's just constantly just touching you, boom, 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 and circling, so if he could do that, if he could just circle out the way, away from Yuri's power. But Yuri's kind of dangerous everywhere, and he's unpredictable and unorthodox, so he's throwing power from everywhere, spinning elbows. Like when he knocked out Dominic Reyes, he knocked him dead, and that was a good fight. I mean, they were going back and forth, and Yuri actually got cracked in that fight and got rocked a little bit in that fight himself. But then he came back and just imposed his will on just Dom Reyes. Just as soon as he had him hurt, like, and then all of a sudden he had him. I don't want to say he had him shook, like he was scared, but got a little tired too, because that first round pace was just incredible, like unbelievable pace of Yuri in your face, just throwing bombs, throwing flying knees, elbows, and just constantly touching you up and just in your face no matter what you're doing, and just kind of boom, boom, like just moving his head movement, not really blocking too much, just head movement and throwing kicks, front kicks to the body. So, I mean, I feel like his timing and just unpredictability could give Pereira a lot of problems in this fight, or anyone really, just because if you look how when Pereira got slept by Izzy, it was kind of because it was that little style, and he's throwing wide, boom, he's throwing from the hip himself. He throws from the hip too. Like if you watch his left hooks are coming from the hip. You know what I mean? His kicks are just kind of just boom, like just kind of just hip. Because he's not really turning the hip over all that much. He's just kind of just boom, just touching it, and he just kicks hard, and they're fast, and you don't see it. You don't have time to check it. You know what I mean? And you even want to check it because they're going to start hurting you either way. It hurts, so he just kind of just constantly kicking you. But Yuri is a little bit more unpredictable with his kicks. He might just throw out front just like a teep, just straight to the middle. He just looks a little thicker too. He looks like he could be a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Yuri looks bigger. Like he actually looks bigger than Poatan. I'm looking at they had their first face off today, so I'm looking at him, and like Poatan, how imposing he usually looks to everybody. Yuri looks like just as big and a little bit thicker as well. Interesting to see how they look after the weigh-in. Who's going to hydrate better. I mean, Yuri, like I said, he looks like he could be a heavyweight. I don't know. He just looks like a thicker dude. Poatan's also huge. So, I mean, I don't know. This is another battle of the Titans and Clash of the Titans, the Giants. I mean, who knows? I'm excited for this fight. I mean, I'm leaning Alex Poatan, but mostly because I'm such a fan of his, but I also am a huge fan of Yuri. So it's like, it's hard to this is a fight that's so dangerous. That first round's gonna be electric because Yuri's gonna come and push the pace. So Poatan's gonna have to come out, in my opinion, and just right away leg kicks, because I think Yuri is susceptible to leg kicks. He puts his legs out. He switches stances a lot. He's constantly moving around, almost just doing, like I said, he is just flowing. He has that kind of just you know, like you said, a warrior spirit that's been used all week, but just the way he just flows and moves, it's almost like a capoeira type, just, you know, just a rhythm out there. He has his own type of rhythm, and you got to be able to get that rhythm down. But I feel like if Poatan could come in with the leg kicks and have some success, even up top, body kicks, and land something big you know, right away just to let him feel his power, maybe he could back Yuri up. You know, if he could do that, then I think that's the way to beat Yuri. But I think you can't just be in the center of the cage watching Yuri hop around and do his monkey kung fu shit and come in and he'll knock you out, dude. I mean, he got power in both hands and all limbs, I should say. You know, he got power in his knees, feet. You know, like I said, all 8 limbs, he's using them, and with power, devastating power. So both these guys have knockout power. I feel like Yuri does have a better chin than Alex. I mean, Yuri has been knocked out as well. Kimbo knocked him out before the UFC, and a lot of people are making it experience, and you know, and there is a big experience gap from Yuri over Pahea. But I mean, in the UFC, actually, Pajea's had 6 fights, I believe, and Yuri's only had 3. All his fights were outside of the UFC. Not the best competition, but King Mo, he's up there in that conversation. He could have definitely been in the UFC. He was in Strikeforce, all that dream. I mean, he was a beast wrestler, had a good power, and he knocked him out cold. So he has been knocked out, but so has Alex more recently. Yuri's coming off of injury, over a year and a few months off of a devastating shoulder injury. So maybe if you're Alex, you want to test that, throw some body kicks or high kicks that he's have to use his arms a lot. Maybe get in some wrestling exchanges. I feel like both these guys probably could take the other down. Like it's just a matter of timing. If they get the right timing, feel like they could do that. But also, I feel like that would wear them out, and I don't know I don't feel like this fight's gonna go there. I feel if anyone, maybe Poatan, if Yuri does try to overcommit too much with his striking, maybe, and it gets dangerous and it feels dangerous because guy as he's in there, you don't know what he's gonna hit you with. Maybe shoot for a couple takedowns here and there, but not if it's gonna zap your energy and zap your gas tank because you don't want to be tired against either one of these guys, you know. So I don't know. I'm leaning Poatan, but I could see Yuri also getting a knockout. Poatan, I mean, I think I see him winning the decision if it goes that where he could just keep just outpointing him basically, or he could get a later finish, maybe third round or second, unless he just catches him clean right away. Because Yuri has been in all 3 UFC fights, he has been rocked, but he's also come back to destroy and knock out, devastate, and knock him out in devastating fashion, his opponent. So whoever it was, Dom Reyes, Volkan Ozdemir, which Volkov was giving it to him for a little bit, and he hits like a truck, but man, he hit him with that right hand. He put him to sleep, face down. Dominic Reyes, and you know Dominic Reyes was a little on a skid, but not that. He had 1 or 2 knockouts, I think, before that, losses, and then he got slapped with that elbow from hell, that elbow. But they were both. It was a good fight. You know, they were giving it to each other. Like, you know, he even rocked Yuri in the first round, I believe. Not like so crazy where he was almost out, but you know, definitely staggered him. And yeah, so all his fights, and Glover definitely cracked him, but you know, Glover's just tough as hell. So as far as the chin battle, I feel like Yuri has a better chin than Alex. I mean, you know, Alex has been more recently knocked out, and we'll see though. You know, maybe his chin will be better at 205. It's been some time. He's had a fight in between. He got hit by Jan, who's a big a power puncher. So I mean, power striker. He ate a couple shots from him and was fine. So we'll see. I mean, that's the test right there. Is he gonna be able to take Yuri's power? Or is he going to be able to pick Yuri apart and not get hit with anything too big, you know, anything huge? So, yeah, I'm leading Poatan, but there's another one that's like 50-50. I mean, I like Yuri too, so it's kind of like it's toss-up for me. Yuri's like one of the more exciting fighters to watch in the UFC just because there's just chaos in there, you know, just everything he brings. And Alex, I think I like his traditional Muay Thai and just the way he checks kicks, the way he throws kicks, everything's so effortless. You know, everything's just so, you know, just boop, boop, smooth and also just mechanical, methodical as well. Yuri is little, obviously there probably is a method to his madness, you know, that he knows, you know, that there is tendencies that he does, that every fighter has them. But I just think he's a little bit more unpredictable, just a little more powerful, like with his striking, just more explosive, like just boom, it could be one shot dead, just like that. But we also have seen Pahea, you know, what he did to Strickland. So, I mean, he could snipe him from the outside. So he might be able to bait, or maybe they're both these fighters are extremely accurate. Pereira's a little bit more accurate with a little better defense. But also, like I said, the defense with the chin factor, I feel like Yuri has an edge there. So they almost even out a little bit, because it only takes one shot, So, I mean, whether you have a little better defense or not. So the chin is a factor. We'll see at 205, though. I mean, he fought at Glory at 205, double. He was a champ and just actually got inducted to the Hall of Fame for Glory Kickboxing. Congrats, Poatan Pereira. So if he wins this fight, he will literally be a double. I've been saying this, double champ. You know what I mean? Or he'll be a champ, but a double champ because two organizations. That's something that even Triple C can't say. What I mean, Triple C, yeah, he's had two and a gold medal. That's a double champ. And if he goes up to heavyweight, who knows? We'll see, though. We can't look too far ahead because Yuri is crazy dangerous. Like I said, I'm picking Pereira. Third round, TKO, second or third round. I can't just, I'll pick a third round. But if not, if this the first, it's going to be almost like the Sergey fight, the heavyweight fight. The first round and a half, I feel like Yuri's going to be crazy dangerous. But I don't know. Both of you guys had cardio. Like he was there in the fifth round to tap out Glover after kind of getting beat up. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so let me know who you guys think. Who takes it? The co-main, the main, what round, how, and that's all I got.